Greetings, heathens and heretics, and welcome to another episode, which seems like we seem to be recording every day at the moment, it feels. So I'm kind of getting sick of the sight of these two fucks, but there you go. This week, we've got a returning guest with us, one of our all-time favorite guests since we started this podcast. They were on with us roughly 18 months ago. One of our favorite bands, and I think if things go right, they're going to be one of your favorite bands in the future as well. So Lowest Creature from Sweden, we've got Tobias with us, we've got Douglas with us, and we've got Philip with us. Guys, thank you for joining us late on a Sunday night. It's great to have you back. You know, it's good that you're coming back. New album coming out. You had the EP this year. We've been so fucking excited about hearing this album. You know, so as soon as you started dropping news, I couldn't wait to get you back on here to talk about it. So, how are you all doing? Everybody all good?
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, I'm having a slight fever, but it's all right. And
yeah, you look like you're cold, and you know.
Yes, I'm freezing.
Yeah,
I never freeze, and I'm freezing like crazy. So it's.
Look, like I said, thanks for coming back on. It's really good to have you back, because yeah, we're dead excited about what the future lies for you guys. But let's just quickly catch up on what you've been doing for the last kind of 12 to 18 months since you were last on the podcast, because you dropped an EP back at the start of this year, almost by surprise. We didn't know it was coming, and obviously now you've got a new album out in a couple of weeks. So what have you been up to? Obviously you've been recording, but what else has been going on in the camp?
I can't really remember which month we were with you guys last time, but we haven't done too much since that. We recorded the album in September last year and played like 2 shows on the spring. One in Uppsala in Sweden and one in Linköping on like a stoner sludge festival, where we were kind of the odd man out, but it was a good gig.
Yeah,
I think we did 3 shows. We played Motala.
Oh yeah, we played Bomberbar in Motala as well. Classic ground.
I mean, that's quite a long time then. If you recorded last September for the album to be coming out now, did you want to wait, or was that kind of the plan, or especially if you haven't played any shows or anything?
No, it's just pressing time for the vinyl, basically.
Yeah, of course, the vinyl.
Yeah, and we didn't want to release anything too far away from the actual release date of the album. So yeah, that's why
that makes sense. Yeah. Vinyl pressing times now, I think it's getting close to a year, isn't it? The wait now, I think.
Yeah, I think so. But we got lucky and got it a bit shorter actually. And there were some communication problems and stuff in the spring with a few things, but then when everything was done with like the mixing and the mastering, it went kind of fast anyway. So we didn't have to wait a year with the pressing, but I think we got a waiting time for like 4 or 5 months.
So earlier in the year, you dropped the little 3-track EP, which, yeah, like I said, caught us a bit by surprise, and we noticed a bit of a shift in sound from the sort of more straight up crossover thrash on Sacrilegious Pain to a more old school heavy metal mix of that. Was that a conscious thing, or was that just a sort of a natural change for the band? Because it sounds we're getting more merciful fate now than you were before, kind of thing, and we love that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was a conscious decision or anything, but I think it was just natural progression in writing music, and then like the production of those songs it was in our rehearsal space, so it was that makes a huge difference as well in how the songs sound. So I don't know. I don't think we chose to sound different or anything. It just happened, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. I think the like the riffage and all of that stuff just came natural from where we are as persons in the band right now, maybe.
Yeah.
And the sound on the 3-track is, it was Douglas recorded it, and we did it in our rehearsal space.
So it's also self-produced. You do it all yourself?
Yeah, everything except for mastering.
Okay.
But I think those songs were supposed or planned to be released before last time we joined you. But we were really slow at that time, so I don't know what happened, but everything got really delayed, and we didn't do
Post-COVID
much.
mind.
Yeah.
That's been the problem. Is
what I remember the last time we spoke to you is that you were talking, because we asked you about what you had on what plans you had for the future, etc., etc., and you said that you were really going to make an effort on the new album to more lead guitar working and solos, and I think that's definitely what struck me, was that they're so blended in well with the song, like they're not like gratuitous or just showy. It's like they work so well compared to, and there's definitely a lot more lead work going on. So I thought that was pretty cool. Is that something you did deliberately, or did it just like happen organically?
I think you turned into an alien for me in the first
few
seconds of your. But with the guitars mostly were your point, right? With the more solos and melodies and
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a bit conscious, because I think we wanted more melodies
of everything,
at least. Yeah, and but that also came with the riffs. I think if few parts where you would maybe consider a lead part that was almost written like a riff, like the end of Boondocks Tomb, for example. So I think that was
there's. We noticed that there's the the extra bit of melody. It's definitely more old school heavy metal in its sound. But what we can't get over is where you guys get these fucking hooks from. It's just it almost blows my mind that you can write songs like that, but every single song has got so many catchy moments, and to drive to doing 90 miles an hour down a motorway, it was just the perfect fucking soundtrack. And I think when the world hears this album, I'll be amazed if many other people don't have the same opinion. I think you're going to be I think you're going to fucking nail it this time around. You really are.
We'll
Thank you.
We'll have to wait and see.
So.
But I hope it's at least as well I can't speak like people like it as much as Sacrilegious Pain. That's my hope. Hopefully more, but yeah, I don't know with the hooks. Maybe it's a lot of driving ourselves and then listening to Eddie Meduza and stuff. So
I think I think it might be like it's just a question of ABBA.
Yeah.
We don't have to go there again. But
when you listen to the riffs, and I think it's like riffs that are powerful enough to even open the gates of Valhalla. That's the level of riffs we're talking. It's just chock a block. It's like which album did we describe? The other week we described an album as like riffs coming out of every orifice. I mean, that's definitely this album.
That is definitely this album. Yeah. It is, and I think the one of the big things about it is we can imagine it on a larger stage. It's got such a big sound. I'm going to say it for the first time and probably say it again. It's big rock. We know that. Yes.
Hell yeah.
It's just got such a huge presence to it, and like I said, we've only listened to it once. It was in the car, and I can't wait to get more and more into it as we go. But look, I can just sit here blowing smoke up your ass for the next hour. That's not the problem. But we're not going to get anywhere. It's You said vinyl's out as well. I think these days physical music's really important. How much input do you have on that? Because obviously you've got a couple of different colors and that, haven't you? Bit packages. What did you want to achieve with the vinyl? Because you could have just chuck out black vinyl and left it at that. But
I think we've never done a completely black vinyl since we started releasing. Like, not Sacrilegious Pain is not in black either.
Is it not? Okay.
That's cool. I think it's only our first 7 inches are in black. The rest are just color, and that's just because it sells better. That's like the thing we hear from our label, that he's not so interested in doing black. We wanted to do a black one because we like a black vinyl.
Yeah.
But he was like, nah, it's not gonna sell. I won't do it. And everything else is selling really good. So I think that's the only big thing. And then I mean, I really like the new ones. Like I think the splatter one looks sick. So
I've ordered the yellow one, but I've seen that Evil Greed have been posting on social media. I think it's the splatter one. There's only about 20 copies left, I think they said. So yeah, he's clearly selling. You're right about coloured vinyl though. It does.
Yeah,
I like coloured vinyl as well, to be fair. So
yeah, we got our first Swedish distributor of our albums now, and he didn't get a chance to get the splatter ones because they're gone. So
yeah, no, it's
nice.
Yeah, it is cool. It looks good, and obviously with the yellow on the cover as well, it does. It sits really well. A few weeks back, you posted out on social media that you now hooked up with a booking agent for UK and Europe, and so I'm assuming by that your plan is to get out and play more shows in the future over the next 12 to 18 months.
That is the plan.
Festivals, is that on your horizon?
Yeah, I think so. I haven't heard anything about it right now, but I mean they work closely with festivals, Strong Booking, so I would assume that they would try to get us on it too.
Yeah, I think festivals are something now that there's a festival in Europe every weekend, it seems. So you have to embrace festivals now. You have to be willing to go in because there's a festival here in the UK called Bloodstock, All Metal Fest. I'm sure you've heard of it. It's about 20,000 people, and there's been bands that have played that, and they've just low down on the lineup, but they turned up and it's just been a triumph. A massive success, and I think that's what festivals can give you. It's unexpected.
Yeah,
it's that. So that's where your opportunity will be, I think.
Yeah, I hope so. I saw our there's a band on our on the same labels as us on Isolation called Leipzig from Denmark, and they are also on the same booking agency, and they played Copenhagen in Denmark for like 3,000 people.
Yeah,
and I think they usually play the same kind of shows that we do, like half big or small club shows, but on that festival was insane. So I hope we get to do it as well.
Yeah, and we've been talking about trying to do festivals for a few years, maybe 2 or 3 years, but it's very hard to get into them by yourself or without a proper booking agency or stuff like that. But I think we all can agree that we really want to do more festivals.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for me is at this point in time, you've got a sort of, I dare say, crossover appeal, but crossover in the fact that you can certainly do a festival like Bloodstock, which is a very much an all kinds of metal, but you could do something maybe more heavy, one of the more extreme festivals in America, but you could also do something like Keep It True in Germany. You've got that sort of sound approach where you've got your pick of festivals for me.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we definitely got the mixed crowd for it as well. So I think all the opportunities are there. I would love to play Obscene Extreme. That would be that's a goal.
Yeah, that's I've seen quite a lot of photos and videos around that festival. That looks like a lot of fun. It looks small and just a bit wild and a bit crazy. So I think that would be a lot of fun. But look, obviously from our point of view, we want to see you in the UK. So what are the chances of that happening, whether it's via support slots festivals or whatever?
I think they're good. We just have to find the dates to book it, I think, and I think we should be able to come hopefully sooner than later.
That's exactly what we want to hear. That's exactly what we want to hear. Beers will be on us, of course. But the issue we have in the UK is, there's a big, across Europe at the moment, there's a big thing for traditional metal. It's making a bit of a comeback, which is great. We love it.
Yeah, sure.
But in the UK, we're kind of a bit slow on the uptake, aren't we? And it's like, we don't quite understand why we're the country that invented metal in the first place. And the proper traditional stuff that's really on a high at the moment, no one seems to buy into it in the UK, and it's a real shame.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
I mean,
just getting bands over.
But like Anthony said, you guys, you're in the driving seat really, because you've got that crossover appeal. That word again. So you would fit on hardcore shows in the UK, stoner kind of. I can see at any of them. There's Desert Fest, which is largely a sludge and stoner festival. I can see you on that bill as well. You would go down a storm. So You know,
Incineration. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one. Damnation as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident we could at least deliver like a good show almost anywhere we get to play. If it's a crowd that likes metal or hardcore or whatever extreme music, I think they can enjoy a good show with us.
Cheap wine and quality time.
For sure.
Wine ain't cheap here, mate. I'm sorry, it's not.
In between recording and things, like what have you guys been listening to recently? Has anything come out from other bands struck you? You've been like, yeah, that's pretty awesome.
I mean, we booked Century from Sweden to our release show. Speaking of traditional metal, growing up, it's like the best band from Sweden right now. So
yeah,
that's been hot
their
on
debut albums. Their debut album really. Yeah, you told us about them when you were on last, and I followed them, and their debut album's really good. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's crazy, and the base of that band is they are only 2 people, but the 2 other guys in the band they are pretty much fully members, but they are live members. But it's amazing because it's such a live band. They are amazing on records, but it's a completely different thing live. It's amazing. For being a 2-piece band in the core, it's really cool, I think.
Yeah, that's tough. There's been some great 3-piece bands around lately, so it proves you can do it with with limited members now. It's a band from the UK called Earn. I don't know if you've heard of them. Check them out. URNE. Listen, you'll like them. Incredible band. A 3-piece that make a huge amount of noise. So yeah, I think the limited member thing, I think it's it works for me always. And I'm a sucker for a 2-piece as well, to be fair.
Yeah, that's cool. The most interesting, Philip is the riff machine in the band. So what he is listening to is probably the most exciting thing to hear on the podcast. So
nope.
Come on, we need to know. We need to know what you're listening to.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of all kind of weird stuff. Yeah. I should really check my Spotify, the search. What I've been searching, I don't know. It's fucked up.
Don't you think though that right now, we've talked about it a lot recently.
But we mentioned Merciful Fate before, and I've been always been listening a lot to Merciful Fate and stuff like that, and things that sound similar to that. I like this riff on riff kind of song structures. Yeah. So I think that's influenced a lot on the new album and that 3-song promo that we released.
Yeah, now it's a very exciting time to be a metal fan at the moment. But on the other side of that, do you think it's difficult it's almost harder now to get noticed as a band, because every Friday when albums are released, it's there's massive long lists of 50, 60, 70 metal albums all coming out on the same day.
Yeah, I noticed. I haven't actually paid so much notice to it before we were releasing our album, but I saw it now. It's all the kind of music forums and groups I'm a part of online. It's this Friday here's 35 new releases. Next Friday, 25 more. So it's
crazy,
insanely many albums coming.
Listen to a lot of singles and bands that I maybe listened to a few years back, then just out of nowhere releasing an album or a single to a new album, and some are good, some are I don't know. I listened to the new Harm's Way the other, and I didn't like it.
I've actually been listening to more music than last time we were here, and
not only AC/DC this time.
No, exactly. But I right now I'm listening a lot to a brand new album by a American band called Final Gasp.
That sounds familiar. Go on, keep
yeah,
going.
they are really, really good. And like this is their first full-length album, I think, and the stuff before this album, it's like, it sounds like if Danzig started Sam Hain and was young in like right now, but this album feels like they have found more of a own twist on like the Danzig and Sam Hain worshipping, and it's a really, really cool album, and amazing riffs, and the like on the EPs and stuff, I think it's the riffs that they write doesn't like come across as much as on the album. So it's a great album, I think. I think it's called Morning Moon or something.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it did come our way a couple of weeks ago. I've only listened to it once, to be fair, but I really enjoyed it as well.
I've had one listen, definitely up my alley, but it'll need more listens. It's got that sort of growing vibe to it. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that at the moment, like bands like Unto Others, for example. It's, you know, that sort of slightly dark, goth, moody, sort of post-punkish rock, and we love it.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it again. And this is part of the problem. I've listened to this album once, and then I've forgotten about it because there's so many others that have come along. So it's nice to get a reminder. I'm going to go back and give it. It's got great artwork as well, to be fair.
Yeah. It's a great one.
Yeah. I'm going to give that a run. But how do you get yourself noticed then? What you know, as a band, you sit and think, what can we do different that other bands don't do? Because it's one thing to have a great album, but people need to know about it. Do you use PR or anything like that, or do you do it all yourselves?
No, we've actually been known to be the worst, like, social media.
We are really bad at.
Yeah, and we got so much, not shit, but like our label was on us a lot in the beginning. But I don't know. I think I don't think it has affected us too negative either. Like, we just do what we think is fun or relevant. Try to maybe, I think, like the last year or two, we tried to get a bit more like aware of which time of day we post a post, maybe, because I started to work with that in my like private job. So I was like, oh, you can think about that too, and then let's do it. But we haven't used any special PR agency or anything like that. I think we just been doing our stuff, and I think this time maybe it benefited us a bit that it's been like, because I think the EP got by quite unnoticed. Like it was a good first month, but then it kind of like faded away, and I think people got surprised again that there's an album coming, and I think that was a good thing for us, that it's like, oh, they're back, a bit like that. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not as concerned about our Instagram followers as much as our Spotify monthly listeners. I think that's more important. So
of course.
Yeah, because I think we have quite a lot less followers on like Instagram and Facebook and stuff than like similar bands to us, but we might have more listeners and sell more records and stuff. But I don't really know how to do Instagram, and I do it, but I don't know how to do it good.
Join the club. That's how it works.
It's hard though. It takes a lot of your time as well, and it's just it's not just about just posting a picture now. It seems like you've got to do so much more. We even find that even for this podcast, that just getting noticed and that it's really difficult. And I probably do, I don't know, 5 to 10 hours a week playing around with social media. So for a band that's trying to get out there, it's going to be, even harder again.
Yeah, I think it was easier for us when we were playing more shows and stuff, and when the world was more like it used to be before the pandemic, and then it's like been a bit of a change I've noticed. But I don't know, it felt like so far with the new album we've gotten more like notifications on my phone every day than I expected. So I'm very happy with the results so far. So
and like in the first years of this band, we toured very frequently, I think, for a new band at least. So I think just playing a lot of shows helped us a lot.
It builds an organic reputation. And like you said, if you've got really good numbers on Spotify, so people are still listening to your music, and you haven't needed to push that through social media, then that's kind of what you want as a metal band, I think, to build that organically without having to go, look, here we are every 5 minutes, and people will notice.
Yeah, and I mean, we haven't even made a music video, or we did this visualizer video now for this album, but we haven't done any like moving media before, so we haven't spent any budget on PR. So
would you like to do videos? You can have a lot of fun with videos.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, but I think we would like to feel that it would be like 100% the thing that we find cool and that it looks like exactly like we want. I think we would be a bit picky.
Yeah, and like on the last album, we didn't want to do a video, and this time we kind of wanted to do it a little bit, but in the end, we felt that we don't need to do a music video right now, and if we don't have a clear plan or great ideas for it, I see no point in doing one just for the sake of it.
No. Yeah. I think with that you really need a social media plan, how you will get the views for it to pay itself back, kind of.
Yeah.
Because it's not cheap; it's fucking expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, there's videos. There's like I don't know if it's a friend of yours that's taken this, but there are videos of you playing live on YouTube, and they're good videos. So I think just the strength of that alone can be enough sometimes. If someone latches onto that on YouTube, and it's not cost you any money, no production, and it's just it's just out there. And people can just go and see it. I like that anyway. So
yeah, and I think that's what you should see from us, like how we are live. I think that's where our strength as a band is that we're a great live band, mostly.
Yeah, I think so too.
We're better live than on album. So
if the plan is now, then going forward, you want to get out and you want to tour more. You're looking at a lot of challenges now to get out as a band, aren't you? Get out on tour. You've got Brexit between the UK and Europe, so that makes that difficult. I mean, a lot of bands that we speak to, it's getting harder and harder to actually make tours worthwhile doing now. Is that something you've got to think about now? Is how you're going to do it? Because you can't just go out. People have I'm assuming you've all got day jobs and everything you have to do as well. So it's, that balance is tough.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten more picky with how much money we feel like we are able to lose from a tour.
Yeah.
Like the first tours, we knew that we were going to spend most of the money ourselves, because that was like us writing a lot of people, please book us here, please book us here. And that was like fine, because we were really excited to do it. And I mean, we're excited to do it now too, but we have, as you get older, you get more responsibilities to take care of at home as well. And it's not always defendable to spend all the money on one summer tour and then be broke half the year. But I think that's where Sander and stronger bookings will come in handy, and they will help us. And I mean, people, I think we started to notice a change there, where bookers are. I mean, it's more expensive to go out and play, but bookers are also in the same spot, so there's like a balance. I think like they want to be able to pay the bands all right, but they also want to try to keep the tickets prices all right too. And I think that's not such a big problem for us right now. No. I actually heard from a friend that works at Sweden Rock Festival that for them it's been better since COVID, because now the bands are like begging to play the festivals, where it used to be the festival to begging the band to get there. So that's perfect.
Yeah, like the last album, we weren't able to tour with it that much because of the pandemic, but like it worked out pretty good anyways, because we're still doing fifth pressing now.
Yeah.
So it still sells even if we haven't been able to tour with it, and so it works out pretty good. But of course we want to tour more again. But it's
the financial side of it. brings me to something that we are talking a lot about at the moment, and I am asking every band we speak to about it because it's something we're quite passionate about. Assuming you're aware of all the cuts on merchandise that venues are taking at the moment, the announcement from Live Nation about what they're doing in the States, but it's still a massive issue. And like you said, when it's becoming more and more of a financial challenge to tour, and yet, you know, you can't sell a T-shirt without giving a percentage of that to a venue. How do you feel about that whole situation?
We haven't ever been in that situation, so I'm not sure. Like the venues we have played have never asked us for a cut.
It'll come.
Yeah, but I saw your post about this actually on Instagram, and like the same day, a friend of mine was at this Avicii Arena Globen in Stockholm and watched Blink-182 or something, and he was like so upset that a hoodie cost like 1,000 Swedish crowns, or it was like 1,100 or something like that. And then I read your post. I was like, oh, that makes sense, because they're probably giving like half the money to Live Nation and whoever is booking the show in
I read about this too, but I thought it was a good thing. I'm partly a little bit stupid, but I don't read that well either. So I thought it was a good thing.
Yeah, but I think they changed it in America, that they're like not taking as big of a cut, and that was the good thing.
Yeah, I think what they're saying is they're going to stop in the venues they promote in. They're going to stop cuts being taken, and I believe they've also said they're going to help support smaller bands with the cost of touring, and like a $1,500 payment or something like that. I can't quite work out what they're doing. It seems a bit too good to be true.
Oh, so it was a good thing.
That
Yes,
part
yeah.
All right. Yeah.
What Live Nation are doing are
Yeah, right.
I thought you meant merchandise being given to promoters was a good thing. I was like, really?
No, I honestly just didn't understand what I was reading. So yeah, I don't know.
It's, I mean, I think some of the stuff I've been reading, that bands are having to give away up to sort of 20% of their takings, so therefore they have to put 25% on top of a T-shirt. And I think Iron Maiden T-shirts, what were they? Were they 45 at that recent show? 40 or 45 pounds?
I think 40.
But I don't know what that the equivalent of that is in Sweden, but that's you're talking 45 to 50 euros.
Yeah,
for a T-shirt. So
I was on Depeche Mode this spring, and Cold Cave was the support band, and he sold his T-shirts for like 500 or 600 Swedish crowns.
Sorry,
that used to be like, I don't know, the Swedish crown is so fucking weak right now, so I'm not sure how you translate it to pounds either, but it's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So I'm just have to say I'm a bit annoyed you got Cold Cave as a support, because I love Depeche Mode as well, I do like Cold Cave, and I saw them support Nine Inch Nails a few years ago, but I'd love to see them do something like that. So very jealous.
Yeah, it was cool, but the sound was shit because there were no people in the big arena yet. So it was cool to see it though.
Well, 500 Swedish krona is about 38 pounds. So it's about that. It's about the 40 pound mark. So it's I mean, we went to see Municipal Waste on Friday. Their T-shirts were 30 pounds, but there were no cuts. Every penny of that is going into the band's pockets. That's fine. I think fans will pay 30 pounds, 40 pounds, whatever, if they know it's all going to the band.
Yeah, as long as the merch is good.
And,
merch has to be good quality and good design.
Yeah, then maybe everybody should just buy our merch now, because of the weak Swedish crown, you can buy it really, really cheap.
That's a great shout. I don't have a Lowest Creature T-shirt, to be fair, but I will do now.
You rich bastards.
Actually, can we talk about the album cover? Just is there anything you want to sort of say about how that came about? Because it's quite an impressive artwork.
It's very cool.
Yeah, we wanted a witch. We started talking about having a witch on the album cover, and then there was a few suggestions of how this witch should look, and then I don't know.
Yeah, and it's the same artist as the last album as well. That's like the first thing we wanted, I think.
Yeah, so I'm just a sucker. I'm sucker for that sort of line work, kind of etching style kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's and that's right up my alleyway. So yeah, proper demented.
Well, it kind of reminds you a little bit of Gustav Doré, doesn't it? It's it's a little bit more gore inspired, I suppose. But yeah, I've always liked that, and I like the fact that from Sacrilegious Pain to the new one, because it's the same artist, you've got that nice uniform. You can tell they're Lowest Creature albums.
Yeah, and I think we just we wanted to center the witch, and then we sent the album, I think, and the lyrics, and he just got to I think we had a few more suggestions, but just tried to put in stuff that made sense with the titles and the lyrics and the songs. And we like on the last album, it's nice that it's a lot of stuff happening. So I think it's so fun to look at the small details in the background, and how one little skull in the background can be super fun or ugly. So that's
this is where the vinyl comes into play, isn't it? Because I'm sitting here looking at it on Instagram, and you're trying to sort of zoom into it. And, it's just not the same. I'll be looking.
Try zooming it on Spotify, and you see.
It's but no, it is very cool. And actually, every time you look at it, I've just noticed there's a werewolf in it as well. So
works. Two words.
Okay, I can see it now.
Ulv.
Is there a bear in it as well? Is that a bear?
I don't know. I haven't seen a bear, but there might be a bear. Might be a bear as well.
Two Vargs.
No, I think we I think we had the title when we started talking about the cover, and we wanted a witch getting burned but coming out of the fire and killing everyone who burned her, something like that.
So why the witch? What made you want to call the album Witch Supreme? And
I don't know. That's Tobias.
Yeah, we I love a title track album or a non-title, but I think we did have we done a self-title thing? No, we haven't. I love a title. I don't know. I love a title track. So, and I think that was the one we felt was the most catchy one for a album name.
And if I don't know if you did you ask why it's a witch or
just wondered why we went with the witch. I mean, witch and heavy metal goes together. Like beer and beer anyway. So it's
But do you mean the lyrics or just the album name?
Yeah, both really. What the inspiration was, but to actually choose that as the album title and go with the whole, the image on the cover and everything.
Yeah, I think for the album title, it was just we looked at all the song titles and felt like this was the catchiest one as an album title. And as far as the lyrics goes, I almost have to read them again, but it's I've been watching the last years a lot of horror movies. That helps. And I always try to write in synonyms about other stuff I see. I don't want it to be too clear, but as I'm an old punk rocker, I can't help but write stuff about social issues and shit like that. But with this band, I've been trying to keep the lyrics more subtle about the subjects, but that it sounds metal and cool.
I haven't had a chance.
I think witches and stuff suits the sound we have now as well. With a little bit more melodies, a little bit darker, and it feels witchier than the last album. And just like England, there was a lot of witch burnings in Sweden, and so
all of the lyrics have a lot of I sing a lot about magic and sorcery and blah blah blah. So that's the whole. The witch gets to represent that.
There were a few lyrics that stood out. My favorite one was in Rough Riders. There's a line in that I absolutely love. Rough Riders with fire in their eyes, I think was it. I fucking love stuff like that. It's sometimes just classic metal lyrics. You can't go wrong with it. You don't need to overthink it, do you? Just if it comes naturally, it comes naturally. And we as metal fans, if you've got an opportunity to sing along with stuff like that, you fucking love it anyway. So it's
you just have to make sure that the chorus is catchy.
Well, you've got that.
The lyrics are catchy with the riff, and then I think you're good. And the verses have sound hard.
You've got no problems there at all.
I was thinking, like, you know, the title of the album, Witch Supreme, it could be like the name of some kind of like heretical metal pizza.
I've been thinking a lot about the Burrito Supreme song from Tenacious D while reading the title track, but yeah,
or like it's like Witch Supreme is like Diana Ross's side project or something. It's like if Diana Ross was fucking metal.
Well, she almost looks it.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's got, you know, hair that most metal fans would be jealous of.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
But,
sure.
But yeah, we haven't had like I said, we've listened to it once. We haven't had a proper chance to sort of really get into it. We will do over the next couple of weeks.
I will say I did listen to it again when I was cooking dinner earlier today. So
what a great way to cook dinner.
Was the food good?
Sausages and mash, nice and simple.
Classic staple food.
That's it. Yeah.
Classic staple food of Britain. Yeah.
And thick gravy.
I mean, sausage is a big thing in Sweden too. So we love the pork.
I made sure I had sausages while I was there with sauerkraut or
don't tease
local berries
in this country.
Yeah. So the last time you were with us, Padre up there was living in Italy. He's now living in Saudi Arabia.
Wow. Fair enough.
Yeah, so he's still getting used to the cultural changes.
I can't. So obviously pork in any form is haram. Yeah,
for sure.
But
lamb sausages are fucking. We bought this because my sister's boyfriend is Muslim, and we bought this insane lamb sausages. They were so good.
Okay,
you should be able to find that, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, I went to a shopping mall on Friday, and there was a Marks and Spencers there, but you could buy Yorkshire. You could actually get Yorkshire puddings and stuff like that, but you can't get sausages. I just don't think they've caught on here. But you can get like insanely good like lamb kebabs and shawarma and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But they have a substitute for bacon. It's beef bacon, but it's dry as fuck. It's disgusting. It just doesn't work because there's no fat in it, so it just dries out.
Your sound is a lot better in Saudi Arabia than in Italy. So I guess life is good.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think for like. It's definitely a lot more it's a lot more organized. I mean, like in Saudi Arabia, they've got money to burn, so they can just spend it on like frivolous things like internet and roads and hospitals. And,
and you can now watch Premier Football as well. So.
Well, Italy and England's the same. Everything's just crumbling into dust. But but like that, I mean, I've said this before. Like there seems to be a very small but kind of quite vocal metal scene in Riyadh, and I need to get down there and check it out because there's an all female band that's supposed to be pretty good, but I can't I've just heard them on like a Facebook group, but it's definitely a part of the world where metal seems to be gaining a very small foothold. So especially like in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and the Emirates, which is a bit more liberal than Saudi Arabia, but.
That's cool.
But the weirdest thing, I still haven't gotten used to it after that because I've only been here 3 weeks. But it's just at 4 o'clock in the morning every morning, call to prayer wakes you up, and it just doesn't matter if you've got the window shut; it just cuts through everything. But
that's the point, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I mean, well, there's the college I work at. It's got a mosque. It's also got an oil refinery and a drilling rig. Because
all set up.
Yeah, But
I feel like you've come a long way from only listening to music prior to '96, or was it?
That was on a good day.
It makes me very proud.
He's doing well. He's doing well.
Fantastic.
It's all part of my rehabilitation, guys. And this is the thing. Like, I think Sacrilege's Pain was a seminal moment for me because it kind of really gave me a kick up the backside. It's like if stuff like this is out there, then there's got to be other stuff just as good. So because and then it was like a kind of a snowball effect. Like went from you listening to your guys' album to then Power Trip and other stuff like that, and yeah, so it's all good. So
yeah, there you go. That's the effect and the inspiration you've had on him. You've changed his entire outlook on music.
That's it. He's broken
I feel
out
proud.
the shell.
I'm humbled.
Yeah.
But
Feels great.
He's got a long way to go.
Speaking of things before 1996, we quickly cover. I've got to talk about Camp Grishnak. This is hysterical.
You're going to get that in whether we like it or not, and you go on.
Yeah, no, it's not good. So, right, okay, so Camp Grishnak, otherwise known as Varg Vikernes, has come up with his own role-playing game.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, and it's called My Frog. Yeah, and it's basically the question you might be asking yourself at this point is, if Camp Grishnak is going to make a role-playing game, is it going to be laced with his views on like racial theory? The answer is yes. The game is racist as fuck, right? And like he's created a social hierarchy within this game where it's very detailed. Like you can get married and have kids, but it's very likely that the woman, because the women are weaker vessels, will die in childbirth.
Of course.
Jesus.
And also the underlings or the weaklings of the social order are the dark-skinned people, and the lighter your skin color and your hair color is, the stronger and more closer to the gods you are. So it's almost like a Nietzschean role-playing game, and it's just littered with this like theories on like race and history and his interpretation of like Nordic culture and stuff like that. So, but the review I read of it was actually by someone who both likes metal and games, and said the actual game itself is shit. let alone it's like it's overly like pedantic, and like he even has like scorecards for whether or not it's a light breeze or a heavy breeze or strong.
But wasn't that like didn't he have videos of himself playing this with his children on YouTube?
Yeah.
What? I didn't even know he had children. He shouldn't be allowed to breed.
I know. And it's like
I think you have a few
also,
children actually.
They also criticise like the quote was like his tenuous grasp of the English language.
Hang on, is he out of prison? He's still in prison?
Oh,
yeah. He lived in France.
He's doing YouTube and stuff.
But I think he's cancelled from YouTube.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
He's he must be.
I think
like
he was living in.
He must be like this, just strangest thing coming out of metal. It's.
I mean, I would say Dahl from Gorgoroth can give him a good run for his money. But he's living up in his log cabin up in the mountains at least.
Yeah, well,
he's not bothering anyone.
He just likes
role-playing games.
He might have his own role-playing game, but I have my own Jatsi. Dodge Rose Jatsi. Yeah.
I was going to ask that when that came up, Dodge Rose. Tell me about it, because it came up Dodge Rose trademark. So,
you
brought it up now. Let's have it.
It's just my rockstar alter ego. Yeah, it's just that.
Can we get it on some t-shirts and
I'm actually working on it, doing some Dodge Rose merchandise, and
we were talking.
Oh my god! Jesus Christ! I forgot about this. Yeah, I have right here. I have a bottle of the famous Dodge Rose.
Oh my god!
Yeah. I also have Sierra Dodge Rose tequila. It's the one with the little red hat.
Like fucking Gene Simmons.
Yeah.
There we go,
yeah, exactly. You have to have a backup plan if the new album doesn't work out.
I mean, we were talking about t-shirts the other day with Tregenza, and we feel that the big rock term needs to be utilised in merchandise somehow.
Yeah, you really should play on that, because it's stuck with us, hasn't it? Whenever we talk about you guys, it always comes back to big rock.
We can sell big rock boulders.
Well, yeah, with Lowest Creature. Yeah, I'll have them in my garden.
Yeah,
Lowest Creature planted big rocks.
Yeah,
it's fine. got a little pond. I can put rocks around it. That's
nice.
But it's like going back to social media. If you've got anything little like that people can latch onto, it's amazing how it can grow. And something like that big rock, it's just such a great term that we think you should really play on that. I mean, we know nothing, but we've established that that's our genre now.
Yeah, like genres are very complicated. You never know what you play. I don't want to sit and say that we play this and this and this. It's just easier to have it's just big rock.
It's just big rock. See, that's all you need. It's just big rock.
Yeah.
It's not tech, core, thrash, crossover, punk, hardcore.
Exactly.
But if someone wants to use it, they're free to do it, but we take 5%. So that's
more. We've got to take more than 5%.
Nah, we're nice.
Still, we're still an up and coming band. So yeah.
Well, look, what we get from the new album, we do think that metal fans at the moment, we believe will love this album. I just think that with what's popular at the moment as well, it's got that accessibility that we think metal fans across the board will just love. We just love it. I almost can't put my finger on it as to what it is that's doing it. I don't know if these two have got anything else to say on it, but it comes back to the hooks for me. And one of the biggest things we talk about is a band can be brutally heavy and can have great riffs, but if they've got no songs, it means fuck all.
I mean, for me, it's metal as fuck, which is a start, but it also at times sounds like a classic rock record because of how you approach riffs. So
there you go.
That's it. It's that combination that is, certainly within the metal community, you've got that scope. The sky is the limit.
But it's the same thing. We might have talked about a little bit about this last time, but like there are so many bands who are really talented at playing instruments and everything, but if the songs aren't good, it doesn't matter how good you are at playing or singing or whatever.
We talked about Dream Theater last time.
I think. Oh yeah, bragging music.
Well, Yngwie Malmsteen would disagree with you, but never mind.
Yeah, but that
he got the attitude to show it.
It's like, calm down, Yngwie. Calm down.
But he also got the attitude to back it up. Like Dream Theater, they got nothing on Yngwie. Come on.
There are two people in the world who deserves to be the way they are, and that's Zlatan, Ibrahimovic, and Yngwie Malmsteen.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, they deserve everything.
Zlatan and Yngwie are their special egos. I mean, it's like it's. I remember I saw a thing that when Zlatan signed for LA Galaxy, he actually took out an entire page advertisement saying, "Dear Los Angeles, you're welcome."
Oh
Zlatan.
yeah.
That's next. That's almost like that's merging into like David Lee Roth territory.
Yeah, but like
I think he also got I think he also got a T-shirt sent to him by Kobe Bryant or someone, like a basketball player anyway.
Oh yeah,
he signed it and sent it back.
But like he both him and especially him, but like he's been working so hard. He deserves to be like this, and he's just a showman. It's so.
I think he's incredible, Zlatan. I think he's amazing.
I remember there's
hilarious.
a story from when I lived in Italy the first time when he was playing for Inter. This is back in 2007. He scored a goal for Inter against Milan in the Milan derby, and he celebrated so hard by punching the air he dislocated his elbow. Like that is so Zlatan.
That's like a Chuck Norris fucking thing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And now he's a Milan legend.
Yeah, I know.
Like you say, he deserves to be. He's a machine.
I mean, he scored one of the greatest goals we've ever seen in a friendly against England.
Yeah.
A scissor kick from way outside
about
the area.
30 yards out. Yeah, it was crazy.
like if you play for Juve and Milan and Inter, that would probably be enough normally in Italy to get you burnt at the stake.
But everyone loves him
because everyone loves him because he's just such a unique character.
Yeah.
It's always disappointing me, that he's not a metal fan because he looks like he should be a metal fan.
But,
he probably puts on some Nickelback sometimes.
It'll be some shit like that. But,
he's a reggae guy.
He's a reggae guy. That's fucking true.
So maybe Billy Bio is his.
Douglas, Mr. ACDC man, have you seen any videos of ACDC at Power Trip over the weekend? Seen anything knocking about online?
ACDC and Power Trip.
this Power Trip festival in the States that's just happened.
No, I haven't seen anything.
So I've seen a couple of dodgy mobile videos, but they sound good. They sound on form.
Yeah.
They're back.
I hope so. I think they should have quit when Malcolm died. There's no reason to keep going without the best member of the band. Brian Johnson is
back
singing. Yeah.
Back.
I
thought he had to stop because he was going to go deaf.
Yeah, he did. Well, he did, and then Axl Rose stepped in for a tour, didn't he? Just fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's horrible. It. Yeah, and that's also just quit. Malcolm Young was the best member of ACDC. He was he was everything in
the glue.
ACDC. Yeah, except for being a frontman, he was everything.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to keep going after he died. But I hope they're good again. It's one of the best bands ever. So
they probably don't know what else to do.
Exactly.
Just keep going until you die.
Yeah, but compared to bands like Metallica or Kiss or stuff like that, I love Kiss, but or loved Kiss. It's just AC/DC. They play because they like playing. They enjoy playing still, but Kiss just wanted to earn money, I guess. Mötley Crüe too. They just want the money. There's no reason to keep playing when you are so bad. It's just money.
Did you see the pictures of the Mötley Crüe, Def Leppard, and they had this show at Wembley Stadium?
Oh, yeah, they did this.
It was like they did a show at Wembley Stadium, Mötley Crüe and Def Leppard together, and it was they only managed to sell a quarter of the tickets. You've got this picture of an almost empty Wembley Stadium, and you just Genza was saying, "Who the hell booked that show? And what job were they on?" Because it's they should have just gone into an arena, but it's just the ego that you think you're still relevant enough to fill a stadium of that size.
Yeah. I actually do love Mötley Crüe, but it's like many other bands, just quit before it's too late, and it's already too late a long time ago. But yeah, I don't know.
What did you guys think of 72 Seasons? Just out of interest.
I don't know.
I haven't
you
listened
you like.
more
don't hold back.
I've heard one song, and it wasn't good.
No, I mean it's not too bad to. It's not too bad to get angry on it, but it's just nothing. That's it's just a new album.
Yeah,
kind of for me.
Yeah, I really don't care about it anymore.
Quite surprised at that. Philip, you got an opinion on it?
I haven't listened to it actually.
I thought the first single was it was real old man's rock. You could hear that there were these old guys riding a riff again, but it's Otherwise, I don't know. I was actually the album before. I was a bit intrigued to like it, but then I just didn't like it. But this was no.
Like Metallica doing TikTok is also just quit.
Yes.
Don't do it anymore. You just quit everything.
They could just do shows.
Yeah, they don't need to do shows.
Not as often. Just every 5 years, come out and do a show.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I mean, look, we really enjoyed the album. We surprised how much we liked it, and it's very long. It's now, how long is it? It's about an hour and 40 minutes.
It's 76 minutes instead of 72 minutes, which would have been
that's it.
great.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, which it is too long. But look, I'm always interested to hear what people's opinions are, because people seem to either love it. I've heard people saying it's the best Metallica album since Justice. And there's a lot of people who just
That's
say
not
it sucks.
possible.
So,
It's not possible.
No, like fair enough. I really can't care about bands like Metallica and stuff giving out new albums anymore. I really don't. I love those bands because they started everything, like Judas Priest, Kiss, AC/DC, Metallica. But as much as I'm scared and sad about all the bands who started everything quitting, I don't see a point in them continuing so much more anymore. It's
when all these bands quit,
I don't know. It have to be
Who's
soon. Like,
who's gonna step up?
Yeah, but like we talked about this last week, and actually, like in maybe 5 to 10 years, who's gonna headline all the biggest rock festivals? And like,
we did an entire episode on that when we first started the podcast. And you're right. I mean, what we came to the conclusion that you're going to probably see, like, the days of the big festival might be over. So, like, are you going to get a festival for 3 days where you've got 100,000 people? Maybe not, because you won't have the bands that are going to maybe pull that number of people in. So it might actually be better for the music scene, because you have smaller festivals where smaller bands can get coverage, rather than everything's going, well, let's pay $1 million to get this band, or 2 million, or whatever it is. You know? So, but yeah, I think you're right. Who is going to replace them? And maybe the answer is no one.
Right now, I guess, except for the really big ones, like the younger but still like old and really big bands, I guess it's like Foo Fighters, Volbeat, and Ghost, and bands like that. And it's not the same thing at all as like Iron Maiden headlining a huge rock or metal festival. It's not it will never be the same thing when these bands quit. But like, there's a festival in Sweden called Sweden Rock Festival, and it's huge. And like, people who visit that festival are so dedicated to like the festival itself. So I don't think that festival will have such a decrease or whatever you want to say when you start to notice all these bands, like the big dragging huge
That's a
bands.
good point. That's a good point about people supporting the festival more than the actual acts they go there to see. But that's interesting. I've never thought about it like that. I think you'd get the same thing with like Wacken and Bloodstock in Germany, Bloodstock in the UK. But like, I don't know if what you guys think, Tregenza and Ant as well. Like, do you think people have that kind of loyalty to download?
People do, but not on the same scale. I mean, the metal scene in Sweden is completely different to it is in the UK. UK, everything follows a trend. You know, whereas in Sweden, you know, it's all metal, isn't it? You've just got a huge sort of love for it across a lot of Europe as well. But like Download this year, one of the main headliners was Bring Me the Horizon.
I
that
heard
not
about that.
100,000 headline band.
No,
but 100,000 people watched them.
Speaking of Download, I saw that Metallica did like 2 sets, 2 different days. If it was the second day or their second set, just half of the crowd left. I heard that it was horribly bad.
I don't know. You wouldn't get me at Download if you paid me. It's too many people. It's too big.
No, I read that like people left during.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I know that this happened I know it happened to Guns N' Roses on Sweden Rock Festival last summer or something.
Oh yeah, they
were like 2 hours late as well.
They were really late and couldn't give a shit about playing good.
No.
I've always wanted to go to Sweden Rock. We've been to Wacken years ago, but Sweden Rock's one that I've always wanted to go to. It does look like just a great celebration of hard rock and heavy metal.
Yeah, it really is. It's I've been there once. I was working, but it was a really good experience. And I think people, normal people, or whatever you want to say, many think that heavy metalers and hard rockers are dangerous people. But when you go to that festival, it's just a very you actually notice that it's the nicest place to be.
Yeah.
Ever.
I mean, there's a lot of
really,
people bringing their kids and like doing
Yeah.
a family thing of it too. So
yeah,
renting a cabin and yeah.
It just looks like a nice place to go and watch metal bands.
Sabaton plays the Sweden's national anthem on the 6th.
I don't think they do anymore. Actually,
That's quite.
Oh,
cool.
maybe not.
I don't think they've done it in a few years.
But they do the lineup well as well, I think, because you can have death metal and black metal, but I've also seen bands like 10cc on the lineup and things like that as well. So it's got a good mix. You guys are lucky to get festivals.
Yeah, when I was there, I think Black Sabbath was the headline band, and then like Alice Cooper, Billy Idol, and then it was like Dark Angel and like heavier bands. It's a really cool festival.
Yeah, I would love to go, but look, I think we'll let you go because Tobias is looking ill. Bless you.
Yes,
that's just how it looks.
Well. Over the next 12 months, the album comes out. This episode drops on, I think, about a week before the album's out. So we're also keep a lookout for a review as well. We're going to do a dedicated episode to that, where we'll tell the whole world how much we love it. I hope for you guys that this album works out. You get to the UK because that's what we want. We want to see you playing here in whatever capacity it may be. You can play in my back garden if you want. It's not a problem.
Big enough.
It probably we could probably get 150 people out there. So come along.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll do it. But
that's perfect. You get us the work permit, so it's
don't need that. Free show. You don't need it. It's fine.
Yeah, nice.
But yeah, look, I hope the world enjoys the album as much as we have so far. I think it's going to get better with every listen. So guys, thank you so much for coming on, especially while you're ill. And
thank you for having us again, and thank you for
you're always welcome. And good luck with it. I hope you just go out and if we talk to you in 12 months time, you've achieved everything you want to achieve. So yeah, good luck with it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Guys, thanks for coming on. See you again.
And as far as we go, we will be back again in a week or so, I believe. Who knows? I don't know where we are at the moment, but we're never going to go away. So we'll be back again at some point. Until then, stay metal. Thanks for listening.